WALB presents Dialogue, a weekly public affairs program exploring community concerns and spotlighting regional activities.
For more than a century, Boys and Girls Clubs have helped put young people on the path to great futures, and one of those young boys, Evander Holyfield. He credits the club with being a major part of his foundation along with his mom. He actually began boxing at the age of 7 and won the Boys Club boxing tournament. I got a chance to sit down with the boxing legend when he visited Albany a few months back. Well, it's not every day you get to sit down and have a dialogue with a champ. Of course, you all know that Evander Holyfield was in Albany recently here speaking for the Boys and Girls Clubs. First of all, welcome to Albany.
Thank you.
And this is in your blood because you grew up in the Boys and Girls Club. Talk about that experience.
Well, at 6 years old, I got an opportunity to go to the Boys Club because my friends were telling us that, because they know you don't buy nothing on Christmas because you don't have any money. But the Boys Club had everything that you would ever dream of. And I told them, ask my mom. And they asked my mom, and my mama got mad with me because she said I should have asked, but told me if I do that again, I'm not going to ever go, because she said she loved me more than she loved them. And so, but I got the opportunity to go to the Boys Club.
How did that help to shape you?
Well, it changed my whole life. You know, my mother did the very best she could. I was the youngest at 9, but the only things that the Boys Club did for me, now, my brothers and sisters beat me in everything as a kid, but when I went to the Boys Club, they had age group, 6, 7, 8 years old. Then they have another group. They had things break out because they realized that if you get kids under older kids to control them, but you want to get the kids to come out they bubble to do
shine.
Things, to shine in some position, and so when I think about what the Boys Club did for me, I would never be the person who I am.
Did any of your brothers and sisters also show an interest in the Boys Club?
Well, yeah, we when we go places, we had to go places together. I'm telling you, if we fight, everybody got to fight. If one person beat up, everybody better be beat up. I'm telling you, so did nobody mess with our family because there's a lot of us.
Okay, all right. So one of the things, and I guess you do what you have to do. One of the things to me that, in following you with fighting, with your endorsements, with just even sitting here, you have a very genteel spirit. You're a man of faith.
Yes, I am.
How early did you recognize the importance of having a relationship with God?
Well, it's with my mother ran the house, so whatever my mother was, this is what it was going to be like. Because one thing I realized, being the youngest of everybody, she whooped everybody. So, I'm not the only one got whooped. Everybody got whooped. What my mama say, everybody had to do. So when we have friends come to the house, we have to educate her. Well, look, let me tell you something. You got to look my mama high.
Follow the rules of the house.
You got to follow the rules. Don't come in our house, you can't follow the rules. When
you hear about family situations that don't have that same ethic today in 2018, what do you think?
Well, when you lose structure, this is what happened. Every time somebody come up with a new plan, they take it away from the original plan. And, the original plan is what the Bible said. Like that, you honor your father and mother, like that. And so when you get that first one right, when I got older, I realized why everything worked for me. Because I got the first one right. Honor my father, honor my mother, and I did what my mother said. So when my mother sent me to school, and she said, my mama said, when you don't do what that teacher said, that means you ain't doing what I told you to do. Because I told you to listen to the teacher, didn't I? So, so it's not like so much the teacher telling me what to do. My mama told me to do what the teacher tells you. Now, if she wrong, then I go back and check her. You don't check her. So my mama was the checker. So if we didn't like something, we had to go back and tell our mama. We can't sit and argue back with the teacher.
And be disrespectful.
Well, be disrespectful. We had to tell my mom, then my mama go.
Well, let me just say this. I did not know that early on you had dreams of being a football player, in which you actually were, okay? But that plan didn't quite work out. You wanted to quit, and your mother would not allow you to do that. She told you to finish it out. So talk about, many people may not know that you were wanting or desiring to be a football player.
Well, you know, football is one of the sports that, you know, I was good in a lot of things as a kid, you know, until you go up. When you start going up, you get more kids come in. You know, the elementary school, I was the fastest one. Couldn't nobody outrun me. But when I got in the 8th grade, middle school, oh my goodness, I found out I wasn't the fastest one. I was the 3rd fastest. I ain't like being 3rd. Like that, so you know, you have these things when you don't like doing, you kind of drop out. But I was playing all these different sports, but my mama had told me from the get-go. She said, "Son, you're gonna have to find one thing." I said, "Mama, but you know, I'm good in all these things."
Okay, positive attitude.
Yeah. I know. Then all of a sudden, older I got, I found out I'm only have 2 things I'm good at: boxing and football. But when all of a sudden when I play football, the coaches determine who they want to play. And sometimes it ain't fair because some people don't even get looked at it because the coach is going by what this other person, brother did and all that. So he had that relationship with them. So I didn't get a chance I didn't get that fair chance. And I wanted to quit. My mama said, "We don't quit. You wait till the season over. You start, you finish." Like that, and I sit there on that bench and I sit there and cried. But finally in the championship game, they let me go in. They seen how good I was. And that man said, "God, man, that little kid, how y'all let that little bit of guy play better than y'all?" Like this, and the coach said, "Son, are you coming back next year?" I said, "No, sir." He said, "Why?" I said, "My mama said I don't have to play with more." That's it.
You didn't give me the opportunity.
No, I wasn't gonna say that.
But I mean, I knew you wouldn't, but I'm just saying.
He did not, and so I chose to box, and he was telling me he's too small, but all these other kids said, "Hey, coach, he in the paper all the time," and the coach said, "There's a lot of Holyfield. It ain't him." Then 6 years later, I'm coming out of the Olympics. The first person I seen that coach. "God, man, you did it." That's where, yeah.
And I know you wanted to say, but you didn't have faith in me.
Well, but I didn't say that because life is about you. And in the ghetto, these are things happen anyway. You can just be walking around, somebody tell you ain't gonna be nothing. I'm saying this is a neighborhood type thing. But because you're accustomed to it, because you got a mama telling you that, boy, you don't worry about what they say. My mama used to always tell me, "Who love you?" That's what you do. She said, "Okay then. So listen to me. Don't listen to them. Misery love company."
They're not being successful, so they don't expect you to. Now, I don't know in terms of, I guess, all of your sisters and brothers and your mom and your dad, but did your mom live to see your success?
She got an opportunity to see me to be the heavyweight champion twice. She got an opportunity to see me make the Olympic team. So she got a chance to see a lot of things.
And what did she say? Did she remind you
of
perseverance?
Well, my mother always reminded the whole house. So, because you talking about my mama. My mama worked hard. My mama worked hard all the time. So I did what my mama said do. Now my brothers and sisters then were older than me. They did what they wanted to do because my mama had a heart attack when I was a kid, so my mama was there. So I got caught in everything.
Whereas they had gotten away with it.
Well, they got away. So the whole big thing is that it's different lifestyle. So with me, my mama caught me in everything. So at 15 years old, my brothers and sisters said, "Boy, you the only one that ain't never dated nobody." God, boy. But once I came from the Olympics, and my mama say, "See, what did I tell you?" See, y'all had me thinking I was going crazy. I told you if you stick to the game plan, look what happened.
Wow.
So my mama, so all this thing was birthed out of love. Cause my mama would tell me she loved me every day, and she would get mad with me. She said, son, I want you to be better than me. I don't want you to be like me, but I want you to be better. You learn from what my faults were. I did this, you don't do it. I know that gonna hold you down. So, you know, I guess one of the greatest things that was said to me about what my mama did was President Clinton told me, he said, Evander, the thing we looked up for your parents and all, and said, you know, how in the world you get so far? I said, my mama. He said, after all the people, you the first person we really know that really lived the American dream. Because the American dream is that you want to be good and you're stuck to a game plan. Mm-hmm. And so, but you know, a lot of people, you know.
Try this, try that.
Yeah, like that.
Don't listen.
And I stuck to the game plan. I stuck to the game plan, and that game plan which reason why I speak to the Boys Club people more, because without the Boys Club, now, because when you actually come back and check everything, no one goes anywhere without opportunity. And so if it was not, my mama wanted me to be great. My mama didn't have no money. She didn't have no programs and all this. Mm-hmm. Now, I went to the Boys Club. Now, I realized if I never went to that doggone Boys Club, I'd been out like the neighborhood kids too, you know. They were stealing, they were doing all this, but because my mama said, son, see, you got a house in the ghetto, but you don't live in the ghetto, you live at the Boys Club. Because I was going to Boys Club every day, except Sunday.
And there was some additional structure for you.
And it was the same kind of structure, but it wasn't as strict. Now, my mom was so tough that she made everything, anywhere I went, I was like, whew. At home, it was different. It was always tougher at home than anywhere I went.
It may surprise you what boxing great Evander Holyfield has to say about his relationship with Mike Tyson. I certainly was. Here's more of our interview and our conversation about the bite fight. First of all, what is your status today with Mike Tyson?
Well, Mike and I get along a lot better than what a lot of people think. So what people don't realize is that I've been knowing Mike ever since he was 17 years old. Now, he was 17. Now, he's 4 years younger than me. I'm 21. So it's amazing, like, when I grew up, because I was the youngest one, my brothers and sisters, anything happened, my brothers said, what did I tell you? You don't know nothing. Be quiet. So they're like this. So I knew what it was to be older. And so Mike was heavier than me, mm-hmm. but he was younger. So we both on the losing squad, Mike and myself. Now, you talking about they said the two top people in boxing, they were on the losing. We was on the losing squad trying to make the Olympic team. So me and Mike was on the losing squad. We trained together and all this. So the whole big thing is that, so I was older than Mike, so when people were trying to, now, if you say anything, you could push Mike's button. Mike will go off, but I didn't go off. I said, no, don't do that, Mike. They trying to get you out the game now. They are afraid of you.
Keep it cool. Keep it cool.
I told him like this. So me and Mike talk a lot. So what happened is that, you know, me and Mike came up together, and he the only person who worked harder than me. And I used to sit there and watch him and say, God, man, how in the world did he do all that? I would come back later in the gym when he wasn't there, because I ain't want him to think that I was copying him. I would come back and wonder how in the world he can hit that bag for 3 minutes as hard as the whole time. You know, people hit the bag, you hit them a shot, bop, 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 bop. Then you move and get a little rest. Mike was for 3 minutes, would tear that bag up, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, it was just amazing how when he focused on something, he get it done.
So you didn't push his button. I know that you were in the midst of what you both do. What Did he ever tell you why he decided to bite your ear?
He was losing. He was going to lose again. It's just real simple. Like, my own thing is that, so people say, why did you get so mad? Because I'm the youngest of now in my family. My brothers, I couldn't, I can beat them with my hand, but if they grab me, they were bigger than me. You know what I do? I bite them. I want to bite them because them let me go. If I bite them hard, they gonna let go. By the time they turn around, I can get to my mama before they get me. So couldn't nobody ever were able to hit me in front of my mama. My mama couldn't even watch boxing because she couldn't stand me to get hit. So the whole big thing was that if I get in front of my mama, that was safety. You know, I wouldn't even say nothing to my brothers and sisters unless my mom was in the distance. I knew could nobody hit me in front of my mama. You know, so,
that was your safety place.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but did you have, after it was over and everybody was talking about him biting your ear, did you ask him, you know, man, why I mean, I know he's losing, but I mean, that was to me an extreme, at least to me and a lot of other people.
But that was saying, but it was, with me, it wasn't, you know, people do anything to get out when they're afraid. When you're afraid, you do. My own thing is that, you know, hey, when a person who don't really want to fight, he threatened to hit somebody with a stick where they can leave him alone. I told you, you know, I'm gonna hit you with this stick. And you know, you trying to prevent the fight by telling the person you're gonna hit him with a stick. A person who's really crazy won't sit there and just come up and hit you upside the head.
Oh my.
Now he got warned the first time for biting me. So then the man told him and said, you do that again, you out of here. You know what he did? He thought I was scared, but I came and punched him in the mouth. He bit me again, because he wanted to get out.
Well, now, when you were telling me prior to our taping that there was a part of you that wanted to bite him back?
Well, I was, you know, because I was like...
Having a flashback to childhood,
well,
maybe.
Having a flashback to childhood, and our rules is whatever they do to you, do it worse. So you know what? When Mike bit me on the ear, I was doing like this, and you know what? I was gonna bite him back, but everything started coming back. See, I used to get 3 whoopings a day. And so how did I stop getting the whoopings is my grandmama started talking to me. Cause my grandmama said, you're my heart. And she, when I get a whooping, my grandmama started crying too. Then my grandmama, after my mama get the whooping, my grandmama said, you got to stop this. You know, it hurt me. When she hit you, she hit me. Oh. And I was like, well, grandmama, you ain't got no whips. She said, but it hurts. So it'll show you that kids got more heart. So I stopped doing all this because I got tired of seeing my grandmama cry. My grandmama crying like she getting hit too. Wow. Like this. So my grandmama always tell me, you my heart. So then my grandmama started telling me how to keep from getting, I used to get in trouble because girls would hit me on the head with a pencil. But they would catch me running behind the girl. And
you'd get in trouble.
So I get in trouble, so my grandmama say, you know, revenge is the Lord now. No, revenge. So my grandmama always told me revenge is the Lord. They always catch the second person. They don't catch the first person. So like this, so my grandmama said, well, when they hit you, do it hurt? I said, well, no, ma'am, then why are you running? I said, well, mama said, if you're big enough to pass a lick, you're big enough to take one. Now, this is what my mama used to tell me that, because when I was a kid, by me being the smallest one, I'm always hitting somebody. Then I get mad when they hit me back. So my mama said, big enough to pass a lick, big enough to take one. So I remember all that. So when the girls hit me, I go hit them back.
We're going to hit them back. One thing stands out when you talk with Evander Holyfield for any length of time. He loves, loves, loves his late mother. You'll also learn about his love and respect for his Atlanta coach from the Warren Memorial Boys Clubs, Carter Morgan. I continue my dialogue now with Evander Holyfield. But one of the things in terms of impact on your life, I can tell your mother was there on that pedestal for you. I want to talk about Coach Morgan. He was somebody else who actually got you started boxing?
Yes. Well, what happened with Coach Morgan, he was older, he was 60 years old, and And the thing that he told me, he said, he told me I could be like Muhammad Ali. He the one, I didn't come up with it. He said, you could be like Muhammad Ali. And he said, what do you think? I told him, I looked at him, and I said, I got to ask my mama. And he looked at me, he said, you know what, you got a good mama. And so, you know, at that age, you know, I didn't understand what a good mother was. And first thing in my mind, I couldn't talk back to him, but my thought was, he don't even know my mama. Of course, now, as an adult, he realized don't nobody go nowhere by themselves.
Right.
You got to have somebody in charge. So he knew that I had a good mama, because the fact is, I told him, I got to ask my mama, because it didn't make no difference what he told me. If my mama told me I couldn't be it, I can't even try.
Well, did you ask your mom?
Of course I did. He said, go ask, he told me, go ask that good mama, see what your good mama had to say. So of course, you know, about all my brothers and sisters, we just had that living room and that one TV and everybody looking. So when I come in the house, they said, where you going? I said, I'm going to ask mama. So what you going to ask mama? Now, all my brothers and sisters want to know, because they know if I'm in trouble, they in trouble. So they try to grab me. I go, I got to ask mama something. But I didn't want them to know what I was going to ask. Because my brothers and sisters sometimes tell me, mama only saying that because she mama. So the whole big thing is...
So they played with your head a little bit.
They do that at times.
Okay.
So the whole big thing is that I didn't want to tell them, because I knew they going to laugh at that. So I go and I said, mama, this white man at the boys club said, I could be like Muhammad Ali. My mom said, what? And I'm trying to tell it low. And I said, mama, this white man at the boys club said I could be like Muhammad Ali. And my mama, you know, my mama knew that he was a boxer. And my mama get that look on her face, which made me step back, because she's getting ready to swing in a minute. And I'm like, she said, what? She said, do you know what they're going to do to you? And so all of a sudden I said, well, no. She said, they going to hit you. So I get 3 whoopings a day anyway.
You're used to it.
I start laughing, and my mama said, well, you can't hit them back. And so this is how the thing is. So I go and tell Mr. Morgan, my mama say, I could be like Muhammad Ali. And he explained one thing to me. He said, son, I don't have that much time. He said, I need to get you to understand this. He said, sit down. He said, let me explain to you what a fantasy is, and let me explain to you what a goal. And he said, now, a fantasy when you want to be something, a fantasy when you want to be something and not work at it. A goal when you want to be something and work at it.
Take the measured steps.
Yeah, so he said, which one? I said, go. He said, okay then, put on the gloves, you're going to fight next week. And he started carrying me through the process. But I think the big thing about that, he was able to explain it to me, to let me know as I'm wasting his time. Because he told me, he said, I ain't got that much time. You know, 'cause he was 60 years old. You know, as a kid, you ain't thinking about how old nobody is. But he was. He said he didn't want me to be wasting his time. So in the point of goal, I end up. So the first thing was to be the boys club champ. And my first fight, I became the boys club champ.
And look at where you are now.
Yeah.
And that's appropriate. Thank you so much for sitting down with us here in Albany, Georgia, and getting to know a little bit more about Evander Holyfield, who was in town for the Boys and Girls Club. It's so appropriate that you ended on that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.